Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And if you are a fantasy football player, you are probably aware that most years, if you don't take one of the elite tight ends, it's going to be a challenge to find a guy that you want to start every week at the position. And week one definitely was a microcosm of that problem as the top two tight ends in fantasy football, usually the top two tight ends that were drafted in fantasy drafts, Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews were both out for their week one games. And to say that the tight end position mostly underperformed would be an understatement. So here is ESPN Fantasy Football Leaders. This is the tight end position. So you see only four guys scored in double digits in PPR leagues led by Hunter Henry 16.6, Hayden Hurst 15.1, TJ Hawkinson 11.5, and Donald Parham Jr. 11.1. Again, the only four players to score in double digits in PPR leagues. Amazingly, the most productive tight end by yards, Hunter Henry, with 56 yards, led all tight ends in week one. Now, there is still one game remaining, the Monday night game between Buffalo and the Jets. So, maybe Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, or Tyler Conklin could surpass that. But you see just not much production at all in week one from the tight end position. You take a look at the wide receivers. So Tyreek Hill, 215 receiving yards. That's nearly four times as many receiving yards that any tight end had. Altogether, we scroll down, see all these wide receivers. There were a total of 27 wide receivers that had more than 56 receiving yards in week one. And even a few running backs, as Aaron Jones at 86, Ramondre Stevenson 64, and Derrick Henry 56. So Hunter Henry had tied for the 30th most receiving yards on the day in the NFL, yet that was the most from the tight end position. Definitely not a strong week at tight end. A lot of people got very low numbers at that position, but the only good thing is whoever your opponent is probably didn't do much at all as well, because again, just so little players. And not only that, the four guys who scored in double digits, the only one that was owned in more than 5.8% of ESPN Fantasy Football leagues was TJ Hawkinson, who of course is almost universally owned. But, let's hope that Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews will be back in week two, especially for their fantasy owners, because they definitely provide a boon for those owners because they are head and shoulders above the rest of the position. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.